It's the hard knock life for us. It's the hard knock life for us. Instead of treating, we get tricks. Instead of kissing. Saw Annie the other day. Great movie. I cried. So, the year is almost over, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I did not have the greatest reading year. Reason why I haven't made a November or December wrap-up yet? I read exactly one book over the entire 2 months. And I still haven't finished it. So next year I want to do better and I want to read more books that are already on my TBR. I want to slink my TBR pile down a bit. Even though it's not that big compared to some other YouTubers. But you know, I like to keep my TBR pile nice and small. So, to help me do that, I have decided to take part in the TBR-Jar challenge. This is a challenge that was created by Kat from Cattastic. So the idea is that you write some mini reading challenges on little notes and you put them in a jar, or in my case, an empty Starbucks cup. Product placement. So you put your little notes into the cup, and each month, or whenever you feel like it, or whenever you don't know what to read next, you grab one of those little notes out of the cup, and that's what you're going to read. So, I wrote these cute little notes with cute little pastel colors, and I wrote a book challenge thingy on each of them. So, I'm gonna go over these with you as I fold them up and put them into the cup. Okay, so the first challenge is read a book with an ugly cover. I tend to get more excited about books that have a pretty cover. Like, if a book has an ugly cover, but it has a great premise and great reviews and whatnot, I do decide that I want to read it, but once I buy it, I just tend to get less excited about it and more excited about the books that have really pretty covers. Read a book that's been on your shelf for over a year. We all know the longer a book sits on your shelf unread, the smaller the chance that we're actually ever gonna read it. Read a book that is over 500 pages. I think we all know that a big book can be daunting, so it's good to, you know, give yourself a little extra push to slay them big books as well. Read a book with red on the cover, because continue a series, because finish a series would be a little bit too ambitious for me, but there's a few series on my shelf that need finishing. Reread a favorite. Read a Dutch book, because I've got some Dutch children's classics on my shelf that I really want to reread, but for some reason it's hard to actually get to them. Read a book by an unfamiliar author. It's always good to try new stuff. Next one is read a book that is not YA, because let's face it, most of the stuff I read is YA. The next one is read a book to movie adaptation, which is a very silly way to put that. But I mean, read a book that was turned into a movie, then watch the movie adaptation. The next one is start a new series. Read a book with pictures or a graphic novel. I noticed during the booktubeathon this summer that I have a lot more books with pictures than I thought. And I also want to read more graphic novels. So, read a hardcover. Most of the books I purchase in paperback, so this automatically narrows it down. And lastly, I have read a standalone, because there's always a standalone or two sitting on my shelf. So, can you hear that? Here's my cup full of little notes. Put the lid on. Now I also have just a normal TBR jar, which has all of my unread books in it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna just use these in turns, but yeah, I'm excited to start picking notes out of this bad boy. I think together they may make my reading life more interesting. And if not, it's been good for a video at least, so there's that. So yes, that is all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a great New Year's Eve. And I will see you next year probably. Goodbye.